Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the first hockey talk of the season. Yeah, the NHL has still some time to play before the playoffs. Here in Germany, the DEL, this is different. The playoffs, the quarterfinal, will start, yes, today. We already had the pre-playoffs where Schwenningen knocked out Wolfsburg, so the 9th seed beat the 8th seed in 3 games in the best of 3 series. And the 7th seed Bremerhaven qualified for the quarterfinal by beating the 10th seed Nürnberg 2-0. So this leaves the games that we have on the board. So let's go into it and check out the DEL playoffs 2025-2026. Okay, the regular season was won by the Kölner Haie. They equaled a record for a 52-game schedule in a 14-team league with 116 points. So in Germany we do have the 3-point system, so if you win a regulation you get 3 points. Overtime and shootout wins 2 points, losses 1 point, and regulation loss 0. That's why the great number of points. They went 39-13 and yeah, they were really, really good. Köln. And they now will face Schwenningen. Schwenningen ended up with 72 points, 24-28. And the season series was swept by Köln, so they played each other 4 times in the regular season. Köln won all 4 of games. And yeah, Patrick Russell, Tanner Kero, Craig McLeod, and company, they will not allow Schwenningen to make them any problems. I predict that Köln is winning by 4-1. Next series is the Adler Mannheim, the jersey I'm wearing. Oh, by the way, the Köln jersey is right there. The Mannheim jersey, I decided to wear that. They ended up with 103 points, the 2nd seed. They will now play Bremerhaven, which, as mentioned, beat Nürnberg 2-0. They were 7th with 83 points. Barely missed the top 6 to save themselves from having to play the qualifying series. In the season series, Mannheim swept Bremerhaven as well for nothing. And they got some rest, which was, I think it was needed, even after a 52-game schedule, not talking about an 82-game schedule, or 84 as we will have next year in the NHL. I think the relaxed and chilled Adler Mannheim with their coach Dallas Eakins, former coach of the Anaheim Ducks, will win against Bremerhaven, but it will not be that easy. Bremerhaven is a very good team. I think Mannheim will win 4-2. Then we do have Straubing against Berlin. So the 6 and the 3 seed Straubing ended up with 101 points, 34-18. Berlin 85 points, 29-23. In the season series, Straubing won 3 of the 4 games. And they met last year in the playoffs, where Berlin won 4-1. I was at one of these games. Have a look up in the corner to see the report and the arena report on Game 3 of this series last year. By the way, it was the only game that Straubing won. It was in Berlin on March 21st, 2025. Anyway, Berlin, they are the reigning champion. They are one of the best teams in the league. However, they had so many injuries and that they only ended up 6th. But I think Berlin is still a very, very good team. Maybe not as good as last year, where they went all the way to the finals and won. But against Straubing, who had their ups and downs in the season. And the season series was 1 Straubing, 3 Berlin, 1 game. However, I think this will go to 7 games. And I think in the end, Berlin will win game number 7 and advance as the number 6 seed to the semifinal, where then they will face Köln, but we'll come to this in a second. And the 4th and final series is München against Ingolstadt. As you know, I do have a season ticket for München. This also gives me a right to buy my seat for the playoffs. But I couldn't get off work tonight. So tonight will be game 1 and I will be at work and not in the stands, which is pretty sad, but what can I do? The season series was won by München, 3-1. München ended up with, wrong page, here we are, 100 points, 34-18. Ingolstadt, 94 points, 33-19. And these games, I saw 2 of these games live in the stands. These games were really, really intense. These boys really don't like each other. And it's very hard to say who will make the difference. Maybe, let's see if the audience can make the difference. I think this will also go to 7 games. And I do have a day off at the day when Game 7 will be played. Then I will definitely be there. And I think in the end, it's absolute coin flip. But in the overtime, I think München will win in 7 games and advance to the semifinal. Okay, what did I say? I said Köln. I said Mannheim. I said Berlin. And München. Okay, because of the seeding system, we will now have 1 against 6. So Köln against Berlin, the 2 black teams. And Mannheim against München, the 2 purple teams. Okay. Köln and Berlin was last year's final, where Berlin won 4 games to 1. They won game 1, I think it was 4-2, something like that. Game 2, Köln took it in overtime. And then games 3, 4, and 5. Berlin won them all, and every game by a score of 7-0. Yeah, 3 games in a row, all won by Berlin, 7-0. Which was incredible. This year, I think this should be different. Köln and Berlin, I see them absolutely on the level. Köln will have the advantage of the home ice. Yeah, and I think in the end it could be Köln advancing to the final. And Mannheim against München. We had this series last year. Last year Mannheim won 4 games to 2 in the quarterfinal. This year in the semifinal, I think it should be Mannheim again. Maybe this time as well in 6 games, which would leave a series 1 against 2, Köln against Mannheim. And there, it really is a coin flip. These teams are both very good. And I think in the end, after 2 years of Berlin being the national champions, having someone else will be a good thing. Will it be Köln? Will it be Mannheim? Let me know in the comment section below. I will not make this prediction now. I'm chickening out. I admit I'm chickening out. I don't want to make this call right now. Let's see how the playoffs are progressing, and I can make another prediction before the final will start. Then with a clean board and the real teams that are there. In the meantime, let me know, what do you think about the DEL playoffs? Will you watch a lot of games? Will you go to the stands? Will you see anything in person? I would highly suggest doing so. The atmosphere in the stadiums here in Germany is very, very good. People having a lot of fun. The game is, it's not NHL. It's most likely not even AHL level. But they are playing really hard. And showing the appreciation to these guys is a good thing to do. They are really playing their hearts out, and they deserve the support. Let me know, as mentioned, who do you think will become the champion? And let's talk about it when we get there. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon here on the channel when we talk about hockey. Until then, have a good time. Goodbye.